Hi, my dear students. How are you? I'm Santosh, your science teacher at Dr. Decent School. Children, in my last class, I told the materials required to do crystallization. Crystallization is a technique in which we can separate soluble substances in a solvent by heating it. We cannot separate the soluble substances by using a filter paper or by using a sieve, because the particle size is very small, such that if you pass through the filter paper also, the dissolved salt particles will pass through the filter paper. Henceforth, we cannot separate salt from salt solution. Likewise, after dissolving sugar in sugar water, you will get sugar solution. The sugar particles get mixed with the water molecules such that we cannot separate by using normal filter paper or a sieve. For that, to separate dissolved substances, we need to use one method. The name of that method is nothing but crystallization. In my previous class, I taught you the materials required for doing crystallization. You need a tripod stand. I will show you everything. You need a tripod stand for doing crystallization. This is known as tripod stand. Yes, this is tripod stand. This is wire gauze. Okay, children, this is wire gauze. And instead of Bunsen burner, we are not having, in our lab it is there with gas connection, but now the Bunsen burner is not there, not available in this here. That's why I'm using, what is the name of this? Spirit lamp. We can use the spirit lamp. Okay, we need two beakers. Yes, we need a beaker for doing this activity. We need beakers, and we need a glass rod. We need a glass rod to do this activity. Beaker, salt water. Again, we need salt. All these things. Let us draw the diagram first. Let us draw the diagram, whatever the diagram that is given in your book. First, draw the diagram to do the crystallization. This crystallization, children, I am drawing the diagram here. And after that, I will do the procedure how to do crystallization. Yes, for doing crystallization, the diagram, we need to take a tripod stand. Tripod stand means it contains three legs. Try the name, pod means legs. Okay, how it got the name tripod? It contains three legs. That's why it got the name tripod. Below the tripod stand, keep the spirit lamp or Bunsen burner. Keep the spirit lamp or Bunsen burner. Okay. Keep the spirit lamp or Bunsen burner right below the tripod stand. Okay, this is wire gauze. This is wire. Actually, I will draw wire gauze in with another color. I will indicate the wire gauze. Another color. Wire gauze. This is wire gauze, which spreads uniformly the heat. And the top of the wire gauze, you can see the beaker. Here the beaker containing water. Here the beaker containing salt water. This is the beaker. Okay, the beaker. Now you can observe this is beaker containing salt solution. Beaker containing salt solution. This is tripod stand. Tripod stand. Tripod stand. Yes, this is tripod stand. This is wire gauge. What is the use of wire gauge? To spread heat uniformly. Otherwise, if you keep directly beaker over the flame, due to uneven distribution of heat, that beaker will get cracks. That's why we have to use wire gauze. Okay, we use wire gauze, which can able to it spreads heat uniformly. Now, by using glass rod, stir it while heating. Stir with the help of glass rod. This is glass rod. Instead of glass rod, you can use spatula also. By using glass rod, stir the solution. By using glass rod, you will get the solution. By, by using glass rod, stir the solution, salt containing solution. You will get salt solution. Upon heating, heat that water containing salt solution goes on stirring. Heat it. You know that water will get heated up. The water starts boiling. It reaches the temperature will increases. What happens when water reaches 100 degrees centigrade? When water reaches 100 degrees centigrade, you know the boiling point of water. You know that boiling point definition also. The temperature at which liquid turns into gaseous form is known as boiling. Temperature at which the liquid converts into gaseous form is called boiling. You know, boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade. At 100 degrees centigrade, water starts boiling. Now, while it is boiling, you have to stir it. Frequently, we have to stir the salt solution by using glass rod. All the water molecules, what happens? All the water molecules will evaporate. All the water molecules will evaporate. Finally, you will get a crystals of salt at the bottom. Finally, you will get crystals of salt at the bottom. Okay, this is the experiment actually we have to do now. I will show you the setup how we have to do the activity. Let us take here. I'm taking water here. I'm having this tripod stand. I will show you the things, everything, what materials are required. This is a tripod stand. Yes, on this tripod stand, we have to fix, you have to keep wire gauze here. We have to keep wire gauze like this. On the top of tripod stand, we have to keep wire gauze, and below it, you have to keep Bunsen burner. This is Bunsen burner. You have to keep Bunsen burner here, and on the top of it, you have to keep beaker containing. This is conical flask. Actually, conical flask containing salt solution. Salt solution. What happens? Now we cannot. Sir, please focus on it. Yes. Here it is possible. Now you can able to see or not, sir. Is it clear, sir? Is it clear? Sir, once wait. You have to heat like this. Okay. What happens if you heat like you start heating? What happens? Water turns into vapor. Finally, you will get crystals of salt here. Finally, after certain time, you will get crystals of salt leaving behind the water. If you do the procedure, what happens? Finally, you will get salt here. All the water will evaporate, leaving behind the salt. In this way, we can separate salt from salt solution. Children, note the diagram. Label the diagram there. Draw the diagram along with me. The left side, the diagram is there. And this diagram, you note it down. Okay. In this way, we by using crystallization process, we can separate the dissolved substances that are present in. Okay. Generally, without salt, we cannot survive. You know, salt is very, very important. Without salt, we cannot live because it adds taste. How much nicely if you prepare the food, but if you will not add salt, you will not get taste. The taste of food depends upon salt. If you add salt, it will get unique taste. But how nicely if you prepare, if you will not add salt, it will not get taste. The taste depends upon the salt. Okay, how we will get salt? Crystal salt. We will get by in the process of crystallization. Generally, if you observe near coastal areas, in coastal areas, that in coastal areas, if you observe how the crystallization, by the method of crystallization, we can observe the salt is prepared. Generally, near to seashore, they will take the land and they divide the land into certain segments. They will take the land and draw the boundaries and they construct the boundaries and they divide the into boundaries, divide the land into boundaries, that blocks, they will divide that area into blocks. In that block, what they will do, they pump sea water. By using water, they pump the sea water into this open land and these blocks are filled with salt, sea water, and the water is exposed to sunlight. What happens when the water is heated? Okay, sea water is allowed to stand in shallow pits. What happens? The water turns into vapor. Finally, they will get crystals of salt. In this way, they prepare by using operation crystallization. Salt operation.
అది బాయ్ ఇది సాల్ట్ బెడ్స్ మీద క్రిస్టలైజేషన్ ఎక్కడ అవుతుంది
అవునా okay, observe this picture. Actually, here the evaporation process, based on evaporation, by using evaporation process, they separate the salt from salt water. You can observe, see, water is evaporated. Initially, the water is pumped into shallow pits in coastal areas by using mortar, and that water is exposed to sun's heat for longer period of time. Finally, the water content gets evaporated, and finally, they will get crystals of salt. Here, all the water is evaporated. Finally, you can observe the salt. In this way, salt is prepared near coastal areas. Okay, that is little bit different from crystallization. Crystallization involves heating by using flame, whereas this is entirely different. It's evaporation. Because of sun's heat, what happens? The water content slowly evaporates. A little variation is there between here the evaporation and crystallization. In preparation of salt, we use the method evaporation. A little bit different. In laboratory also we can evaporate the salt. Evaporate the salt water to get salt. Okay. This diagram is very, very important. Children, note it down, the diagram. Still the concepts that are left in this class, we discussed sublimation, distillation, chromatography, okay, sieving and filtration, sedimentation and decantation, hand picking, winnowing, okay, all these things we discussed. Still, if very small thing, burning of candle, state of materials, all these things, topics we completed. Just we have to discuss only few points, that is sinking or floating, and soluble and insoluble. These two topics that are left behind. Now I am going to complete that sinking or floating, or dissolving, soluble or insoluble. Activity 7, soluble and insoluble. Soluble and insoluble. What is meant by solubility, children? Can anyone tell what is solubility? Take water, add sugar to that water or add salt to that water and stir it. What happens? After certain time, the salt will disappear. What happens to that salt? The salt get mixed with the water to form salt solution. Here we can say that salt dissolves in water. If you take iron nail, dip iron nail in water, stir it. What happens? Drop a coin into the water and stir it. What happens? Will the coin dissolves? It remains like that. Certain substances added to water, they dissolve, whereas some substances will not dissolve. The materials which dissolve in water and disappears are called soluble materials. Soluble, and which will not dissolve are called insoluble. Okay. One is soluble, another one is insoluble materials, which will mix with the solvent. We can say that soluble, they are, which will not mix, they are said to be insoluble. The materials that do not dissolve are called insoluble. What is solubility? Materials which that dissolve in water are called soluble materials. And another definition, insoluble, the materials that does not dissolve. Materials that do not dissolve, materials that do not dissolve in water are called insoluble materials. Insoluble materials. Let us separate the soluble and insoluble materials. In your book it is given soluble and insoluble material. Sugar, salt, sand, sawdust, chalk powder. Whether these materials will dissolve or not. Let us see sugar and salt. Instead of sugar we will take salt. Yes, the salt, add water to it. What happens? What happens to the salt? Will it dissolve or not? What happens to salt when salt is added to water? Salt will dissolve to form salt solution. Okay. Where is salt? The salt disappeared. The salt completely mixed in water to form Salt solution. Where is salt? Can you able to see the salt? No. Salt is not there. Now, another one given, that means from that we can say that by doing the activity we can say that salt is a soluble or insoluble. Salt is soluble substance. Salt is soluble in water. Now another one given, sand. Another one, sand. Sand. Huh? What is it? Sand. I want sand. This I can take. Not that one. Will the sand will dissolve in water? Hmm? Yes. See, will the sand will dissolve in water or mud will dissolve in water? You can observe the sand here. Sand will not dissolve in water, instead it will formed at the bottom. It forms a precipitate at the bottom. See the salt. Sorry, see the sand. Can you able to observe the sand at the bottom? Is it clear? The sand will not dissolve in water. How much you mix, it will not dissolve. Okay. Now we can say that by doing the activity we can say that sand will not dissolve. Sand is an insoluble substance. Here also in this case also you can observe the sand at the bottom. Here the sand is insoluble. Sand is insoluble. Okay. What happens to sand? What happens to sugar? Sugar also dissolve. It is a soluble substance. Whereas sand is insoluble. Sand is insoluble substance. It will not mix in water. Still, what the things given here in your book? Sawdust and chalk powder. Chalk powder, I am having chalk powder right now, but sand is not there. Here the chalk powder. Let us see whether the chalk powder will dissolve or not. Chalk powder. Just I am taking the chalk piece and I am grinding into fine powder. Whether that will mix or not, let us observe. I am going to grind this one. Okay. Still, I am stirring whether it will dissolve or not. Okay. Can you able to on the screen? Can you able to observe that or not? Yes. I place two chalk piece of chalks and I am stirring continuously whether it will dissolve or not. You see. Still trying to dissolve. It will not dissolve. I am doing continuous stirring with, but there is no impact, that they remain like that only. Will it dissolve? Observe. See the chalk, the piece of chalk will not dissolve in water. From this we can say that it is an insoluble substance. Chalk powder is a insoluble substance. See how much time I am dissolving. I am trying to dissolve this one. Even on continuous stirring, it will not dissolve. From this we can say that salt is a chalk powder is a insoluble substance. Chalk powder will not dissolve. Chalk powder insoluble. insoluble. It is the last one given in your book is sawdust. You know sawdust? Right now we are not having this sawdust. Where we will get the sawdust? No, if you go to wood market, there they will cut that wooden pieces in logs of wood. While they are cutting the logs of wood, they will get waste. That waste is nothing but sawdust. Children, where you will get sawdust? If you go to cutting that wood market, their job is to cut the pieces of wood. They will cut the logs of wood. While cutting, they will get fine powder. That fine powder is nothing but sawdust. Is the sawdust is insoluble or soluble? Sawdust? No. Sawdust will not dissolve in water. It is an insoluble material. Sawdust. Writing here, sawdust is insoluble. Insoluble. On your book, you write it down. Here one table is given in your book. Sugar table 6. Sugar will dissolve or not. In textbook it is given. Sugar. Yes, what is your inference? Sugar will not as sugar will dissolve in water. Second one given salt. Yes, salt also dissolve in water. Whereas sand, it will not dissolve in water. Whereas sawdust, it will not dissolve in water. Whereas chalk powder, also insoluble in water. Here, do you know, a solvent is a liquid that dissolves other substances in it. Water can dissolve many substances than any other solvent, so it is called a universal solvent. And also repeat the activity by using liquids like vinegar, lemon juice, coconut oil and kerosene, and write down your inference. Okay. Children, why water is called universal solvent? Okay. Water is, we have to discuss about the term solvent. Solvent is a substance which can dissolve other substances in it. What is solvent? What is the definition of solvent? Solvent is a substance which dissolves other materials in it. There are so many solvents are there. Water is a solvent, petrol is solvent, kerosene is solvent, alcohol is solvent. What is the definition of solvent? Solvent is a substance. Solvent is a substance. It is a substance that dissolves other materials. Solvent is a substance that dissolves other materials in it. Okay, here the water, so examples for solvents are water, kerosene, petrol, etc. But water is called universal solvent. For water, one special name is given. It is called universal solvent. Why it is called universal solvent? Because most of the substances will dissolve in water. That's why it is called as universal solvent. Water is called universal solvent because maximum substances, take sugar, it will dissolve in water. Salt, it will dissolve in water. Most of the food items will dissolve in water. Okay. Like that, you have to do activity at your home. Take whatever the 5 materials previously given, try to dissolve in alcohol, kerosene, petrol, oils, etc., cooking oil, etc., and try to find the colors. You can also observe the colors also will mix in water. Okay. In my next class, I am going to discuss mixtures, and sinking or floating in what the two concepts left behind. I will complete these two topics in my next video. Until that, have a nice day. Thank you.